You are not behind. You are just looking at the wrong timeline. Comparison steals your peace before it steals your confidence. This story is for anyone who feels late in life. The moment you compare your life to others, you forget your own journey. Social media shows highlights, not struggles. And yet, you judge yourself unfairly every day. Comparison doesn't motivate you. It slowly destroys you. It makes you doubt progress that is real, and it blinds you to your own growth. His name was Ethan, and he constantly felt he was running late in life. Everywhere he looked, people his age were ahead. Success around him made his effort feel invisible. Ethan compared his salary, his lifestyle, and his achievements. He measured his worth using other people's milestones. Every scroll made him feel smaller. He ignored how far he had come. All he saw was how far others were. Comparison became his daily habit. Some days he felt inspired, but most days he felt defeated. He questioned his choices and his pace. Self-doubt slowly replaced self-belief. Ethan didn't realize comparison was stealing his focus. Instead of improving himself, he was busy measuring himself. Growth slowed down without him noticing. He worked hard but never felt satisfied. Even small wins felt meaningless. Someone else always seemed ahead. One evening, exhausted and frustrated, he asked himself a hard question. Why did success feel empty even when he was trying? That question changed everything. He realized he was living on borrowed standards. His goals were no longer his own. Comparison had hijacked his identity. Ethan started noticing how different everyone's starting points were. Some had support, others had shortcuts. His journey was never meant to look like theirs. He understood that comparison ignores context. It ignores struggle, pain, and unseen effort. It only highlights results. For the first time, Ethan stopped scrolling. Silence replaced noise. Reflection replaced pressure. He looked at his own progress honestly, not through others' eyes, but through his own, and he saw growth he had ignored. That night, he made a decision. He would compete only with yesterday's version of himself. Comparison would no longer define him. Ethan slowly started paying attention to his own routine instead of others' results. He tracked his effort, not their achievements. This simple shift changed how he felt every day. Without constant comparison, his mind felt lighter. Anxiety that once followed him everywhere began to fade. Peace entered quietly. He noticed how often comparison had robbed his joy. Moments that should have felt proud were once filled with doubt. Now progress finally felt real. Ethan understood that everyone runs on a different clock. Some start early, some start late. Timing never defines worth. He remembered how little he knew about others' struggles. Success looked clean from the outside. Inside, everyone carried unseen battles. Ethan stopped asking why others were ahead. He started asking how he could improve today. That question gave him control. Small habits replaced big expectations. One focused task a day became enough. Consistency started rebuilding his confidence. He realized comparison had been distracting him from his own potential. Energy spent on jealousy was now spent on growth. Results slowly followed. People around him didn't change, but his reaction did. Others' success no longer threatened him. It inspired him without pressure. Ethan stopped rushing his journey. He accepted his pace with patience. Growth felt sustainable, not forced. He began celebrating small wins quietly. No announcements, no validation needed. Self-respect replaced approval-seeking. Ethan understood that comparison makes you forget your starting point. He remembered where he began and honored the distance traveled. Gratitude became his anchor. Some days comparison tried to return. Old habits don't disappear easily, but awareness helped him stop it early. He trained his mind to ask better questions. Instead of, "Why not me?" he asked, "What's my next step?" Progress followed clarity. Ethan felt stronger mentally than ever before, not because life became easier, but because his mindset became healthier. He finally understood a deep truth. Someone else's success does not reduce yours. There is enough space for everyone to win. Ethan started trusting his own journey more deeply. He no longer needed to explain his pace to anyone. Self-belief became his quiet strength. He realized comparison had once controlled his emotions. Now awareness controlled his reactions. That control felt powerful. Ethan learned that growth is personal, not public. Some victories are meant to be silent. Silence protected his focus. He stopped scrolling mindlessly through others' lives. Less noise gave him more clarity. Mental space became his new luxury. Ethan understood that envy often hides unmet goals. Instead of feeling jealous, he used that emotion as direction. It showed him what to work on. He accepted that setbacks are not signs of failure, they are signs of learning. This thought kept him moving forward. Ethan noticed how comparison once made him rush decisions. Now patience guided his steps. Better choices followed calm thinking. He stopped measuring himself by outcomes alone. Effort, discipline, and consistency mattered more. Progress became steady. Some people didn't understand his change. He didn't explain himself anymore. Growth does not need permission. Ethan learned that confidence grows in silence. Loud validation fades quickly. Inner certainty lasts longer. He stopped waiting for the perfect moment. He started with what he had. Action replaced overthinking. Ethan realized comparison steals presence. When you compare, you miss your own life. Presence brought peace. He focused on building skills, not status. Skills compound quietly. Status follows later. Ethan became comfortable being a beginner. Everyone starts somewhere. Humility kept him learning. He understood that social media shows highlights, not reality. Real growth happens off-screen. That truth freed him. Ethan stopped doubting his worth based on speed. Slow progress is still progress. Forward is forward. He learned to clap for others without questioning himself. Supporting others did not weaken him. It strengthened his character. Ethan finally felt aligned with himself. No pretending, no competing, just becoming better than yesterday. He realized that comparison had once made him forget his own dreams. Now his dreams felt clear again. Purpose returned. Ethan accepted that everyone has a different calling. Walking someone else's path leads nowhere. His path finally felt right. He stopped chasing approval. Self-respect became enough. Freedom followed. Ethan understood that peace is a sign of growth. Chaos once felt normal. Calm now felt powerful. He learned that comparison creates pressure, not progress. Focus creates results. He chose focus. Ethan became patient with his timeline. Rushing only breaks momentum. Trusting the process builds strength. He no longer feared being left behind. Everyone arrives when they're ready. Life is not a race. Ethan finally understood the lesson life was teaching him. You don't lose by going slow. You lose by stopping. Ethan stood where he once doubted himself and smiled quietly. He didn't win by being faster than others. He won by refusing to quit his own path. Comparison once drained his energy and confidence. Now self-belief fueled every step forward. The weight he dropped was never others' success. It was self-doubt. He learned that your journey doesn't need witnesses to be valid. Progress does not announce itself loudly. It shows up in discipline and peace. Ethan realized that the moment you stop comparing, you start living. Your mind becomes lighter. Your purpose becomes clearer. Life finally made sense to him. You are not behind, you are becoming. And becoming takes time. So stop comparing yourself today. Walk your path with patience, because the only race that matters is the one between who you were and who you are becoming.